बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज है डेट 28 अगस्त 2020, क्लास 10th और सब्जेक्ट साइंस। आज का हमारा टॉपिक है मेंडल का सेकंड लॉ, डाई हाइब्रिड इनहेरिटेंस और लॉ ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट असर्टमेंट। मेंडल ने जब दूसरा एक्सपेरिमेंट किया तो इसमें पहले एक्सपेरिमेंट उसने सिर्फ एक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक का प्लांट लिया था, और अब दो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक वाला प्लॉट लिया, दो कैरेक्टर वाला प्लॉट लिया जिसमें दो कैरेक्टर्स पाए गए। एक कि इनका शेप, एक इसने शेप ले लिया और दूसरा कलर ले लिया। शेप एंड कलर, दीज आर द टू कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ ए प्लांट। और पी प्लांट के शेप और कलर को ले लिया और उनको क्रॉस किया एट ए टाइम। दो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक प्लांट को लिया, पी प्लांट को लिया और उनको क्रॉस किया। ही क्रॉसड राउंड येलो, राउंड is the shape of the seed and yellow is the shape of the color of the pod. He crossed this with wrinkled green. Wrinkled is the shape and green is the color. This round yellow is the dominant dominant trait, round as well as yellow. These are the dominant traits, while wrinkled and green are the recessive traits. When he crossed round yellow with wrinkled green, in the first F1 generation, no wrinkled green seeds were obtained. That means this recessive genes were not expressed in the F1 generation. No wrinkled green seeds were obtained in the F1 generation. The recessive shape and the recessive color were not expressed in the F1 generation. Then he crossed the F1 generation. But he got in the F1 generation, he crossed those F1 generation P plants. He obtained here in F2 generation. When he crossed F1 generation, he got the F2 results or F2 generation. In F2 generation, he obtained four types of seeds. That means he obtained what he did. He obtained round yellow, round green, wrinkled yellow, and wrinkled green. He when he collected a total of 556 seeds of F2 generation. 556 seeds of F2 generation, and counted them regarding their shape and size, shape and color. On what basis he counted them? He counted them on the basis of shape and color. He got round yellow 315 seeds, round green 108 seeds, wrinkled yellow 101 seeds, and wrinkled green 32 seeds. And the phenotypic ratio of all these seeds of 556 seeds, its ratio was that means 9:3:1. Round yellow were in the ratio of 9, round green were in the ratio of 3, wrinkled yellow were in the ratio of 3, and wrinkled green were in the ratio of 32, in the ratio of 1. That means 1/3 of the traits, 1/3 of the 3/4 traits of the traits were dominant genes, and only 1% or 4/1% was recessive genes. Then when he crossed these, he obtained new colors, shape and color. He obtained round green and wrinkled green. Round green and wrinkled green. No, sorry. He obtained round green and wrinkled yellow. Wrinkled yellow and round green. These round green and wrinkled green were the new seeds, were the new plants, seeds he obtained in F2 generation. Mendel actually crossed the round yellow with the wrinkled green. These were the parent generation. These were the F1 generation. The parent genes were crossed, parent characters were crossed, but he obtained two more round green and wrinkled yellow characters. He said that the genes were not, the recessive genes were not able to express in the first F1 generation, but these genes or these factors mixed with each other, mixed with the gametes. The factors mixed with the gametes. He said that the two characteristics, the original characteristics, although mixed in the F1 generation, but in next generation, in F2 generations and other next generations, these separated from each other. These gametes separated from each other. These factors separated from each other, resulting in the two more characteristics of round green and wrinkled yellow phenotypic ratio or phenotypic seeds. Mendel's second law of inheritance, the two pairs of original characteristics, that is plants having round yellow, plants having round yellow and wrinkled green characteristics combined in the F1 generations. Two pairs, that is round yellow and wrinkled green characteristics combined in the F1 generation, but they separate in the next generations. These characteristics, that is round yellow and wrinkled green, they separated in the next generations. Actually they combined with each other, resulting in the more two characteristics, that is round green and wrinkled yellow characteristics. Those were the two more characteristics which they obtained when the phenotypic ratio was carried out. The phenotypic ratio was equal to 9:3:3:1. 3:1. In the F1, two pairs of original characteristics combined in the F1 generation, but they separated in the X generation. So how this Mendel crossed? He crossed the parent phenotype round yellow seeds with the wrinkled green seeds. With the wrinkled green, round yellow were two characteristics, two traits. Round means color, and yellow, round means shape and yellow means color, while wrinkled means shape and green means color. These two characters were crossed. These are the factors of inheritance, which were later called genes, but Mendel called them factors. These were the factors of inheritance, and these are the gametes. Here they separate first, and they then fuse. Then fusion takes place. And what was the F1 genotype? That is small capital or small r, capital Y, small y. R is for round, Y is for yellow, and here all the plants while having round yellow seeds. Here the wrinkled green seeds were not found. They were recessive. They could not express in themselves in the F1 generation. So the phenotype was round yellow. All the seeds, all the plants were having the seeds round yellow, because the wrinkled green could not express themselves. The trait wrinkled green could not express themselves. So after this, the F1 generation or phenotypic ratio were crossed. They were crossed with each other, and we got the F2 generation. After that, what happened? Mendel crossed round yellow seeds with the round yellow seeds of F1 generation. So it was an F1 cross. In F1 generation or F1 cross, round yellow seeds were crossed with round yellow seeds. All of them were round yellow in the F1 generation. Then he crossed F1 generation seeds or plants, and we got F2 generation. This is the result of F2 generation. We have the made table here. This is round yellow crossed with round yellow. The gametes, this is pairing of gametes. After that, this is the genotype. This is the genotype. After that, we crossed the Mendel crossed these genotype, or Mendel crossed the round yellow seeds with the round yellow seeds, and fusion takes place. Among them, Mendel got round yellow in the ratio of what was the phenotypic ratio. Round yellow were 9, round green were 3, round green were 3, wrinkled yellow were 3, and wrinkled green was 1. Wrinkled green was 1. Mendel said that in the F1 generation, these combined not a single trait, and all the traits, that is round yellow, was dominant, and recessive genes could not express themselves. Mendel said that these traits first combined in the F1 generation, then in F2 generation, these traits, that is round yellow traits, separated. They separated in the subsequent generations. They separated in the subsequent generations. In F1 generations, they combined, due to which the dominant gene expressed itself, and the recessive gene could not express itself, and all the F1 generation plants were, or the seeds were round yellow, all were round yellow. But in F2 generation, on the recessive genes expressed themselves, that is, these traits, these characters, separated in the F2 generations, or in the subsequent generations. In the coming generations, these traits separated from each other. These traits, they are the gametes separated, due to which different phenotypic ratio were obtained in the F2 generation. So the phenotypic ratio was 9:3:1. That is round yellow. Round yellow plants were obtained in the ratio of 9. Round green plants were obtained in the ratio of 3. Wrinkled yellow were obtained in the ratio of 3, and wrinkled green seeds were obtained in the ratio of 1. That means the overall, if we will say the traits, they combine it in the first F1 generation, but on subsequent generation, these traits separated from each other, and resulting in more two new round green and wrinkled yellow characters in successive generations. This was the second law, dihybrid inheritance, or the law of independent assortment, which was proposed by Mendel. Thank you.